Lately, I've been noticing something in my own life, and I'm wondering if you have noticed this in your own life too. It's this subtle feeling that my body is always leaning into the future. Like I'm just constantly waiting for the next phase of my life to begin. I'm waiting for when the plan works, when things finally feel settled. And I've realized this in the past, but this is a pattern I repeat, and I'm back here again, and I'm realizing once again how truly exhausting it can be to live this way. Because when we're always focused on what's next, we can miss the life that's actually unfolding right now. So recently I've been returning to a practice that has honestly changed my life more than any productivity system or goal setting system has. And this practice is the art of detaching from outcomes and learning to act and move through the world from alignment, joy, and love instead. Hi, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Allie. I am a mom, a wife, a teacher, a writer, a yoga instructor living in the Midwest, making videos and content about slow, intentional living. I think that many of us have grown up and been raised to believe that happiness lives on the other side of something, on the other side of success, on the other side of recognition, on the other side of finally figuring life out. And it's not our fault. We live in a culture that is constantly measuring us. And without even realizing it, we can begin to feel like the present moment is a constant waiting room. And when we're so deeply attached to outcomes, our nervous system actually never settles. It's always bracing, it's always preparing, it's always leaning into that future version of ourselves. And I started to notice that even when really good things were happening, I was still holding tension in my body and I was still thinking about what needed to happen next. And so it's been a process through a strong, dedicated meditation practice, a yoga practice, a reflective journaling practice, and I eventually began to ask myself a completely different question, which is, what would it look like to live and create from a completely different place? The shift for me really began when I stopped asking myself, will this work? Will I succeed? And instead I started asking myself, does this come from a place of love? Does this come from a place of joy? Do my daily actions align with my deepest values? And over time, I've truly realized that I don't just want a successful life. I truly desire a deeply peaceful life. I want to feel grounded and present and at home in my body and with my family. I want my work to feel creative and meaningful. I want my days to have space and softness in them, moments to rest, moments to enjoy, moments to pause and be present with my life as it is right now. And so at some point I had to begin to stop asking myself what it was that I wanted to achieve, but rather what kind of woman did I want to be while I was achieving it? Because the energy we live in each day quietly becomes the texture of our lives. This isn't just some abstract idea for me. It's something that I try to practice in real, tangible, small ways every day of my life. In the morning, this looks like spending a few moments in stillness. For me, it's a daily meditation practice, but honestly, it could just be sitting with your coffee, noticing your breath. Lately, I've been finding it so grounding to set an intention for the day, an energy I want to carry, a way I want to feel, rather than setting a specific goal or outcome I want to achieve. In our society, it can be really hard to grasp some of these concepts because we have been so culturally conditioned to focus on our external reality, our goals, achievement, tasks. But I really invite you to give this way of being, detaching from outcomes, a try. And I'm going to give you a tangible way to do this. Something really interesting starts to happen when you start living this way. It's kind of crazy to me, honestly. Sometimes I find myself laughing with this feeling of like, oh yeah, this is the truth. This is what's real about our world, the universe. When you live this way, you don't lose your dreams and you don't stop working toward meaningful goals. But the outcome becomes so much less important. There's this deep sense of freedom and just realizing that a day filled with love, presence, joy is already a successful day. And it's kind of ironic, but the more that I have been able to detach from outcomes, the more creative I feel, the more energized I feel, the more motivated I feel to move towards my life's goals. I feel more genuinely connected to the work I'm doing and the person that I am becoming. It's like my nervous system finally has permission to start participating in my real life instead of constantly preparing for it. So, big picture, maybe the question becomes, rather than what goal do I want to reach, but how do I want to live today? Because honestly, the way we move through our ordinary days, it eventually becomes the life that we look back on. And there is something so peaceful about realizing that nothing meaningful is actually missing from this moment. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a way to implement this philosophy into your life, a way that is really simple and practical. The only thing that would prove this to be a little bit difficult is if your ego is overriding and telling you that this is impossible, this strategy isn't going to work for you and your life. But if you're watching this video, then that tells me that you are feeling deeply called to a different way of living and being. And so I'm going to invite you to be bold and just give it a try. So each morning you are going to choose 3 important tasks for the day. Not 10, not an overwhelming list, just 3. Because the truth is, we cannot get everything done all at once. And I truly believe that this false expectation we have of ourselves to work like machines, to be overachievers, is what is causing so many of us symptoms of burnout, anxiety, and stress. We are asking, or rather demanding, unrealistic things from our own very human bodies, minds, and spirits. So in my work as a teacher, my 3 might look like teaching my lesson for the day, preparing one lesson for tomorrow, and responding to important emails. When I am at home with my daughter, this might look like go to a play date, make one healthy meal, clean up one area of the house. When I stopped trying to do so many things in a day, I began to realize that the simplicity of slowing down and doing things well and with intention is meaningful work. This practice helps calm my nervous system because it creates both clarity and completion. Instead of living in this constant energy of I should be doing more, You begin to feel that quiet satisfaction of, I completed what mattered today. Alongside these 3 tasks, I also choose one feeling word for how I want to move throughout my day. So maybe that word is calm, joyful, present, patient, steady. So for me, the intention becomes not just what am I doing today? What am I trying to achieve today? What am I completing today? But rather, how am I living while I do it? And something truly shifts when you start living this way. You stop feeling so scattered. The day feels less rushed, more enjoyable, more intentional. You start experiencing life as something you are participating in, not just something you are trying to constantly keep up with. At the end of the day, I can rest my head easy knowing that I am just one singular human woman. I am not a robot. I can't do everything all at once and care about all things in every moment. And when I am able to narrow my focus, be bold enough to narrow my focus and really decide how I want to move through my days, I have begun to watch my life unfold in ways that are more magical than I could capture in just this singular video. I would love if you like and subscribe to this video. If you find what I am saying, my words to be meaningful, this messaging to be important, when you like and subscribe, it will help the algorithm spread this video to more people who need this message, are feeling called to a more peaceful, slower, intentional way of living their lives. In my next video, I am going to teach you why your brain is not in fact broken, but is actually responding very intelligently to the pace of modern life. So many of us feel overwhelmed, exhausted, anxious, and it's so often that we assume that something is wrong with us. I am going to walk you through the subconscious and the conscious mind, how the nervous system works, so you can better understand why you feel the way that you feel, and very simple, powerful ways that you can begin to create more calm, clarity, and focus into your life. Honestly, just understanding the science behind why our brains and our bodies are responding or feeling the way that they are is incredibly freeing. So if you're interested, like and subscribe, and that video should be up next week. And more soon.